Welcome to Beth Said.
Welcome, Beth Said.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Wow.
Eleanor.
Ah, yes. Hi, Eleanor.
Saluta.
Hi. Oh, my. And the beautiful house over here with the brickwork. Wow. Wow, thank you. Grazie. Ah.
Vai, shut up.
Ficus.
Sicilia, good. Sicilia, very plants, ma in Toscana no, difficile.
Yes.
Difficile fruit.
Uh-huh.
Difficile.
Oh, really? From India.
This is more and more and more and more until it's very clear, boom, like that. Yeah? You can
Guarda quello che ha fatto con Valentina.
stand a little bit.
Ieri lo sta spiegando.
What Miriam's going to concentrate on as slowly as an ant on the wall. You know, you're facing, then go back to the center. Beautiful. Then at the same time, point both upward. That's it. See? And downward. Great. And then right and left. Oh, that's a new variation. Thank you. She's pointing downward and going right and left. I like it. I'm going to use that. That's a good idea. And she's not turning very much at all. That's very good. Cool. Then point both upward and go right and left. That's the Miriam variation. We got a new variation from Miriam. A lot of times when I'm teaching, people do something and I like it. And I go, yeah, that's a good idea. Nice. Good. And then standing. Are these your shoes?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. You do just the right sit bone.
Standing?
Yes. And little space, comfortable space between your feet. Go a little bit forward so that Marco has room. And you do just the right sit bone. Pointing straight down. Now, here, first go around your shoe.
Maybe she can turn it a little bit like that so we can see.
First go around your right shoe with your eyes closed.
L'esercizio è quello che ha fatto fare Valentina. Lei va, spinge tutto lungo al margine del piede destro.
And what she's feeling is she's drawing on the ceiling a shoe and on the ground a shoe.
La sua sensazione è quella di dipingere
Good.
una
Good.
scarpa in cielo e una scarpa in terra.
Then just look at your toes for a moment. Then she's going to go around the toes. And around the foot. Not the shoe, The foot. See, first she was doing the shoe. Now she's going to do her foot and each toe.
Prima andava tutto intorno alla scarpa,
And
adesso va tutto intorno al piede.
you're drawing the foot up here and down there at the same time. We'll do it inside. It's easier on the flat floor. You feel how it's a little weird to do on this funny ground. Is it interesting? Then, the last thing, you're going to do the bones in the foot. She's going to do on this bone. I'll show with this. Let's go inside and I'll show with the skeleton. And then, the bones. Tracing the bones inside of your foot. And your moving is from, can you turn around? From this bone is where you're pointing. Yeah?
Questo è l'osso da cui la penna punta.
And then from the top, and what you'll feel is a lot of your back. We'll do the right side. First we'll do the right side, then a little bit with the left side, and then a little bit with both. It only maybe takes you like 15 minutes to do if you're alone. Probably it takes us 30 minutes to do the first time. But then what happens is if she can balance this bone well over here, a lot of these muscles are very fluid and relaxed when you do any yoga or dancing. Most people, they stand like this. They don't go like this. They don't fluidly go over their leg and balance. They can't be comfortable. So they walk like this, and they're very tense. Instead of they hang out on the leg when they walk. It looks like they balance for a moment and then push. That most people don't do that. They're so like this, they're so tense that and then they try to do yoga. It's so difficult for them. Very, very difficult. So find a very graceful, first, there's actually two different things we're going to do. First, we're going to curve. Can you point them to the front? So this would be pointing a little bit to the front, like that. And then point them a little bit to the back as Hochkreuz. Yeah, so, and then both to the right. Yeah, this goes a little bit like that. And then both to the left. Okay? First we're going to do that on the ground, but when you're standing, you don't do that. When you're standing, go straight, and you circle around like that, however you want to do it. Do you understand? So that's a separate idea. Alles klar? See, this is different.
Questo è diverso.
That's a circle.
Questo è un cerchio.
Can you see how this circle is going the same direction?
Ci sono cerchi che vanno nella stessa direzione, vedete?
Yeah?
La base è la cima.
This circle is different. You can watch me.
Ah, questo cerchio è differente.
Can you see how this circle, that's what Miriam was doing first. But when you're standing, you'll be doing this kind of a circle.
No, quando siamo in piedi facciamo questo tipo di cerchio, no?
Do you understand the difference?
Yes.
The first circle, it frees up your spine to do this movement, this movement, this movement, this movement. So the whole spine is bending well.
Di modo che tutta la colonna vertebrale si possa fare bene in tutte le direzioni.
Curving, yeah? The second movement is that you're doing so that you stand well on your foot. It's very fluid.
Ci permette di di stare in piedi in una maniera più fluida e spostare il peso, rilanciando la testa sulle gambe.
It's clear?
Ok.
Thank you. Find a nice spot.
Okay, it says record here.
And we have a few wonderful guest teachers. One of them is this music is by Frank Natali, who I recommend his work a lot. He does trance dance.
Allora abbiamo in questa villa oggi anche altri due maestri. Uno è Frank Natale, che è il produttore di questa musica che sentite in sottofondo, è insegnante di trance dance.
And he has a beautiful institute called the Natali Institute, which I'll give you the website for, and does really cool programs all around the world. This music is inspired, it's called medicine trance, and it's inspired by the long dances from the American Indians. Sometimes they would dance for 6 days. It was incredible.
Questa musica che voi sentite è stata ispirata dalle danze tipiche degli indiani, e a volte durava persino 6 giorni.
The other teacher we have here is the Anatomy Coloring Book, which is a really cool book by Wynne Caplet and Lawrence Elson.
L'altro insegnante invisibile che c'è qua oggi è lo scrittore di l'ideatore di questo libro di anatomia da colorare.
It's a very good way to learn anatomy.
Ed è veramente una maniera molto simpatica per imparare l'anatomia.
The third teacher we have is, what's her name?
Casimira.
Casimira!
Il terzo insegnante che abbiamo è Casimira.
And the fourth teacher we have is Peter.
E il quarto insegnante che abbiamo è Peter.
Oh, you've been working out lately. You've been to the gym a lot, huh? Oh, yeah. Peter's very good because you can see lots of the bones.
Peter è veramente un grande...
But I have a big problem with Peter.
Ho un grande problema però con Peter.
He's just too perfect.
È troppo perfetto.
He's too funny that almost I had it. You can turn around. See, I was worried about Peter doing body evolution.
Ero preoccupato del fatto che Peter facesse body evolution.
Because I think we could make millions of dollars because he's so funny just the way he is.
Perché io penso che si potessero fare milioni di dollari con Peter perché
So I was
perché
really
così
afraid.
divertente così come di natura.
I was
Quindi
really,
ero preoccupato e impaurito.
I was really afraid of him doing body evolution.
Ero molto impaurito del fatto che lui potesse fare body evolution.
But then I said, no, maybe he will become even more Peter.
Poi ho detto no, forse diventerà ancora di più Peter con body evolution.
Can you do the celebrity belly dancers? Or, no, the short hair strippers? And I'll scare you away and you scare me away. Yeah, you just do. I'll be fun.
This is a famous scene from Prepare to Meet Your Maker where the overlord invites a host of strippers to the bank for an empowerment seminar, a lunch seminar. And Quasimodo goes looking for his woman because he thinks she might be one of the strippers. He's right, but this is not one of the strippers. This is one of the other strippers, one of the shorter strippers. That's me.
So this is Peter as a shorter stripper.
E Peter si sta proponendo una scena del suo musical Prepare to Meet Your Maker e fa la parte di una ballerina.
Ballerina is aber nicht Stripper, ne?
No, I cannot explain. How can I say?
It's a lunch seminar. At the bank.
¿Cómo se llaman las que quitan la ropa? Una ropa después de la
Che
otra.
fa lo strip ya empezamos. È una ballerina che fa lo strip.
One of the churches.
And then Quasimodo comes and scares away the shorter stripper. And the shorter stripper runs away. Is he not perfect? It's really perfect. So now what we're going to do is a special dance for each of the bones.
Quello che vogliamo fare oggi è una danza speciale per tutte le ossa.
If you want to, you can have some shoes.
Se volete potete tenere le scarpe.
So, first, come a little bit close.
Prima di tutto avvicinatevi un po'.
The first bones are your parietal bones.
Il primo osso che avete è l'osso parietale.
They fit together like this. Come really close to the skeleton.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, that's okay. Come even closer. You see the sutures?
Vedete le suture?
They're like that. Put your hands like that. And then dance the bones free. Feel like they could come out a little bit and move the bones.
Sentite come qualsiasi osso parietale si potrebbero quasi liberare e danzare.
Feel how that feels like if your bones could come out a little bit. It feels nice. Your head isn't so
Immaginate
smashed
che
together.
la vostra zona parietale potesse un po' staccarsi e liberarsi dal cranio.
Then the second bone is your frontal bone, which is here.
L'altro osso è l'osso della fronte.
Imagine that could come out of your head a little bit like this, and you could feel like you were following your frontal bone. Let your whole body follow your frontal bone.
Lasciate tutto il corpo seguire il vostro osso frontale.
Then the next bone is your zygoma.
Il vostro terzo osso è lo zigomo.
Imagine that they could come out a little bit and you could follow them. Let your whole body follow those bones.
Immagina che gli zigomi potessero uscire un po' fuori dalla faccia e cominciassero a danzare.
So that you could move from those bones.
È come se riusciste a potervi muovere partendo dagli zigomi. Sono
Like
gli
if-
zigomi che conducono il movimento.
You see how the whole skeleton can be moved from those bones. You feel? Then go into your eyes.
Poi andate dentro gli occhi.
There's many bones inside of the orbit. Just feel
sono
like your eye
molti
socket got bigger and looser and
Ossi
freer.
dentro la vostra zona orbitale.
And your maxilla, which is in the face,
E anche la mascella che è
there's
nel
two of
vostro
them.
faccia.
They can go free.
Anche loro si possono come danzare liberamente.
And then all of your teeth on the top. She got a little bit too free in the teeth. And then your jaw, your the mandible. Follow your jaw around.
Seguite la vostra
Move your knees and your legs also.
Mandibola.
So your whole body can move from your jaw.
Tutto il vostro corpo si può muovere a partire dalla vostra mascella.
Little bit of space. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Then the temporalis bone, which is around your ears, can go out to the side.
Gli ossi temporali, che sono quelli che avvolgono le vostre orecchie,
It's like your ears could lead you around. The bones under your ears. And your whole head can get a little bigger in all directions, like all the bones could move apart.
tutte le ossa si possono muovere.
Then play with your sphenoid.
Poi giocate con il vostro sfenoide.
The sphenoid looks like a butterfly.
Pare come una farfalla. Can you let me see?
It's a butterfly in the back of your eyes
È come una farfalla nel retro dei vostri occhi,
that goes from the sides,
che va dalle parti laterali
and it's sitting like this inside of your head,
e sta seduto in questa maniera dentro la vostra testa
and it can fly
e può volare.
right here. It's right in the middle.
È esattamente nel mezzo.
So you feel like from your temples, from here, you can fly. In the back of your eyes. It feels nice. It's a good, it feels... And then your occiput,
Poi il vostro occipite,
which is the bottom of the head and the back.
che è praticamente la parte
Feel that you can fly
posteriore
from
del
there.
cranio.
So that your whole body can follow. That part of your head. That feels nice also. So your whole body can dance and follow. The knees, the legs, all your bones. It's like that one, each bone could be the leader for a moment. You see how the whole skeleton could move from there or anywhere. And then your first bone is your atlas, which on the skeleton is very crooked. Oh, there it is. Your head is sitting on that bone,
Un altro osso importante è l'atlas.
and it can rock in many different ways. See, these little articulating surfaces are called condyles, and those are the bottom of the head.
Can you show me?
Sure. The condyles are here, and they fit on the top of the spine, which has a little surface to fit on them. So this can rock and roll on the top of your spine very freely.
Anche loro possono come ballare molto liberamente alla base del cranio.
And then your axis sticks up. The vertebrae is round, but it has an extra piece that sticks up through the axis so it can rotate really good. So this one rocks very well, and this one turns very well. So you have a rock and a roll. So you can, the first one rocks your head very freely, and then you can turn from the first to the second. You can also rock side vertebrae or the next. How could you move? And then each rib you can dance.
E anche tutte le singole coste le possono muovere.
Your first rib is really little. It's only this big.
La vostra prima costola è molto piccola.
You see how little the first rib is? How could you move from there? And each rib, just feel moving from each rib can move. What would that feel like? And the three parts of the sternum, the manubrium can move. The body of the sternum can move. Move yourself also. And the xiphoid process. Then you can move the clavicles. They're very fun. And the scapula
Scapole.
can dance. The humerus. Very humorous. The humeruses are very humorous, you know. That's the secret. You want to write comedy. The radii and the ulna. You could dance the whole body from the ulna. And all
Si può far parlare tutto il corpo a partire dall'uno, a partire dall'uno, a partire
the wrist bones, each of the wrist bones, the fingers, and the hands. one of the vertebrae of the spine more if you like. We already did some of those. Then do the pelvis. How could you move your whole body from different parts of the pelvis?
Come si potrebbe tagliare tutto il corpo invece a partire dalla zona pelvica?
The sit bones we were doing this morning. The ilium, the pubic bone you can move from. The sacrum, the coccyx. All different parts of the pelvis you can feel the movement going. Then the femur. It's different if you move on the femur that you're standing on or the one in the air.
Un omero su cui poggia il corpo e l'altro che fluttua nell'aria.
The patella,
Dall'osso del ginocchio,
the tibia and the fibula,
tibia della fibula,
the calcaneus.
calcagno.
Oh, first do the talus.
Ma prima fate il tallone.
This is what's good for Ulrika to move. The talus. Then the calcaneus.
Poi il calcagno.
Cuboid. Navicular. Each of the curiforms. Each of the metatarsals. And all the bones in the toes. There's many. Three little bones in these toes and 2 bones in the big toe. I like to do in the morning I take my skeleton out in the ballet studio and put the Frank Natale's music and just dance with drums, and I free up all of my bones, so all my bones feel very loose and free. It's like 10 minutes.
Questo è molto divertente.
Because what would happen to the skeleton?
Che cosa accadrebbe allo scheletro?
If the skeleton was balanced
Se lo scheletro fosse bilanciato
and lifted this arm,
e noi volessimo fargli sollevare questo braccio,
what would happen?
che cosa accadrebbe?
If the skeleton, if the skeleton lifted this arm, it would go.
Yeah.
So why does Ulrika think she doesn't need her pelvis to lift her arm?
Come mai Ulrike allora pensa che se lei per sollevare il braccio non ha bisogno della zona pelvica? Avete qualche domanda?
See,
Avete peso?
you could feel more what you have to do with
Lei
your left
riesce a
leg.
sentire molto di più quello che accade nel resto del corpo quando tira sul braccio.
She's already sitting better.
Sta già sedendosi molto meglio.
You see, you're sitting better. Her sitting improved.
La sua maniera di stare seduta è già migliorata.
So how do we improve?
Quindi in che maniera noi miglioriamo nei nostri movimenti?
Why did you choose to sit better?
Per quale motivo Ulrike ti sei seduta meglio?
Yeah, because she thought it's going to be more difficult, so she organized her body to do something more difficult.
Questo perché lei ha pensato, devo fare qualcosa di più difficile, allora organizzo il mio corpo meglio
Why
per
doesn't she
poterlo fare.
Why doesn't she always sit that way?
E per quale motivo lei non sta sempre seduta così?
Can you lie down for just a moment?
L'ho detto 100 volte che se lei sta sdraiata con le gambe così si rende più vecchia
So
di 1000 anni.
why is she making herself old fast?
Per quale motivo lei si rende così vecchia così velocemente?
Enough.
It's not enough?
No,
How
what?
many it's enough? So?
You felt it 100 times, but it's very hard to feel.
Yes. This feels good.
Go further than this.
Io potrei andare anche più lontano con la divaricazione.
But here her leg is more relaxed.
Ma Qui la sua gamba è più rilassata.
And as soon as I start to go in, I get a little resistance.
Ma appena procedo verso l'interno sento un po' di resistenza.
Can you feel?
Puoi sentire?
Here the leg is more relaxed.
Qui la gamba è più rilassata.
Then here I could go further, but I get a little resistance.
Qui potrei andare
You feel?
anche oltre,
I could
però
go
sento
much
la
further.
resistenza.
But this is where it's more relaxed.
Io sento che quello è il punto in cui è più rilassata la gamba.
More resistance, more relaxed,
Più
more
rilassata.
resistance. That's her neutral.
Qui è il punto neutrale. Prima si mette sempre sdraiata così.
And then you adjust, make the first adjustment. She usually go a little bit wider. Then she usually gets to here.
Poi arriva fino a questo punto a divaricare le gambe.
But I want her to more feel her neutral.
Ma voglio che lei riesca a sentire di più qual è il suo punto neutrale, dove ha completamente la gamba rilassata.
It's different for each person, but most people it's
È
a little
diverso
bit
per ogni
wider.
persona.
She, well, let me, where's, why doesn't she use her head?
Perché non usa la testa quando muove il braccio?
You remember that whole, wait, let me see. Miriam? A few times. A few times. Yeah, see, and move your neck. See, she used the lesson of turning her head, but we want to help Ulrika to feel it more. That remember when we were turning and she was doing this movement? That's an important movement.